through concrete. Whoa. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to install a window through concrete. Let's get into it right away. All right, guys, so here we are. This is poured concrete, not cinder blocks. Poured concrete. We're gonna install this window. I want a nice big window in my rec room downstairs, which has no windows. Okay, very, very simple. There was a deck here, so I removed it because it was falling apart. All right, let's go inside. That'll be step number one. All right, so we are in the basement. Step number one here, guys. We're gonna have to remove the drywall here. I mean, if you're attempting this, obviously you know how to remove drywall. So I'm gonna mark it on the studs and I'm gonna cut it with one of these nice straight lines. So then later you can attach new drywall. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove a big piece here so we can get to the concrete. All right, so I cut it all around. See? Nothing to it so far. A baby could do it. So anyways, you guys get the idea. See you guys in a minute. All right, so if you got electrical, you're gonna have to hire an electrician to move it temporarily, disconnect it, whatever. So that's exactly what I'll do. See you guys soon. All right, all the electrical is removed. It can all be put back later. The power is shut off to that wire. Okay, so now we're gonna remove all these boards. Just hammer them out, get them out of there. Our window is 48 inches wide, which is roughly from here to here, see? So obviously we went bigger. We went about 1.5 feet extra there, 1.5 feet extra there. So I'm gonna take all these out. See you guys in a minute. I made it so easy, look. Just like that, one-handed, holding a phone. Okay, see you guys in a minute. All right, it is basically almost prepped to go. So now, this is the important part, so pay attention to this, okay? So there's one board here, so we are gonna remove that, okay? I'm just gonna cut it with that little saw right there and right there, okay? And I'm gonna get it out, okay? So that's number one. So now, the thing is, guys, along the ceiling here, we are in a basement. There's floor joists that run this way. Let me show you what those look like in the basement area over here. Okay, so these are called floor joists, see? So, see, like, look, if you just cut a hole out of the concrete here, right, like this, there's a load on these, right? So you need something to support it. Like you can't just have a little piece of skinny concrete here, right? It's just not enough, right? This is good solid concrete. Like you might be able to cut a hole as long as you don't cut it right up to the top, right? See, kind of like how these are. See, it's just concrete, but this is done like this when the house was being built. So there's probably like rebar in there, metal rods holding it together, right? But we're just gonna be cutting a hole. So what we're gonna do, just to be on the safe side, we're gonna put a header here out of 2x8 boards. So just in case, we're gonna cut the hole, like we're gonna build it first, then we're gonna cut the hole from the outside, get it? So that way, if there is a load in that spot, it'll just sit on the header. You get what I'm saying? I know you can't see it here because of the drywall, but we'll see it once we remove this board. Zip with that saw, get my hammer and pull that out. All right, see, there they are, floor joists. Okay, let's build a header for these now. Okay, so now I got 2x8s, two of them. I cut them the right length. They're gonna fit right there. You get a buddy to hold it, and I'm just gonna screw them into the floor joists for now. So I'll put one, I'll leave a little space in between them, and then I'll put the other one. So I'll do that right now. Okay, we're almost there, guys. We're gonna be making the hole. All right, if you don't have a buddy, see, that's what I did. And I can put in a screw just to keep it up there. So I got one up. See, I'll do the same thing with the other one. Okay, now I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, check it out. Look at that. How nice is that? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab two 2x4s for this side. I'm gonna put two 2x4s right here. And I'm gonna put two 2x4s right here, right? So this will be sitting on two 2x4s here, two here as well. All right, check it out. See, two boards on one side, two on the other. Nice beam just in case. Okay, so now I'm grabbing some tape, masking tape, and see how there's like a little gap here. And yeah, there could be styrofoam. There's many ways to insulate a basement. I'm just leaving it the way it is. I'm not redoing the whole wall or anything. So anyways, I'm gonna get the tape and all these little joints I'm gonna tape up. And then I went to the dollar store and I got some drop sheets. And I'm gonna tape it on here too. So that way when I'm cutting on the other side, you don't get dust, you don't get crap going into my rec room here. You guys get it? So that is the plan. Let me set that up, very simple. All right, nice and taped up. Let's go outside. I figured out where I wanted it. I measured from there and from there to there. Let's go outside. All right, so we are outside. So now this is what I did out here. I measured from this window, the height, I figured out. I used levels, I used measuring tapes. See, look, and I drew exactly the size of the window. 47.5 by 32.5. So obviously I gotta go down a lot more here. So now the next step, you can use shovels, guys. It's time to start digging. And dig a hole with some shovels. Yeah, it's not bad. You can do it, guys. Or you could use a mini excavator, but you can do it by hand. It'll take you 2 hours, whatever. Worst case scenario. Okay, I'm gonna dig a nice big hole here. I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, check it out. Nice big hole. I did cheat, mini X, but you can do it by hand if you have to. Okay, so now this is what we're doing. Okay, so see, I marked it all out. You can also use an angle grinder with a concrete disc on it. See, looks like that. And you could draw your lines with that. It's very dusty, so wear a mask and ear protection. So, okay, so I have, this is the exact size of the window. Like, I'm talking exact. So now, what I want to do is, I want to add basically the thickness of a board, see, like this, all the way around, right? So I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna make new marks, but on top of that board, I wanna add, just to have wiggle room, I'm gonna add an inch on top of it. So I'm gonna add this board plus an inch all the way around. The only thing is, I want this to remain the distance that it is, so I'm actually gonna make the window a little bit lower, get it? Because I want to be able to fit this here, you know, this on top, this on the side and at the bottom, and then I want to put my window in. That's how I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna add this plus an inch, make new lines. Okay, I'll do that, see you guys in a minute. All right, so as you can see, I made the lines with the grinder. It's very easy to tell where we need to cut. Okay, we're actually getting ready to cut this, guys. Let's get into that section of the video right now, how to cut a hole through concrete poured foundation. All right, guys, so for the next part here, you're gonna need a special saw, which you can rent basically at any rental equipment place. I got this one from A to Z Rentals, guys. So here it is. This is called a cut and break saw. As you can see, it has 2 blades on it. Okay, I will show you how this works. These are absolutely incredible. You can cut through concrete. Like, look, it's not a big blade, see, but it will cut very deep. The way it works is you cut into the wall. See, all these lift up like this, and then you break the piece away. Well, you'll see that's in there, right? And then this thing will go right in. Like, look, this saw will go right into the wall. See, look. So that cost me about $150 to rent with the blades and everything for 24 hours. Very, very easy. So you can get electric or gas, and also you hook up a garden hose to it. So it keeps everything cool and wet, and it prevents dust, and it prevents the blade from wearing out. Okay, let's go hook it up and I'll show you how this works. All right, guys, here it is. 2 blades, as you can see, nothing to it. There's water. You can turn on how fast the water goes. See, look. See that? Okay, you don't want to cut the top first, the sides, and then the bottom, because the whole thing will drop onto your saw. So you could do the sides first, then the bottom, then the top last, and then it'll drop, right? Okay, I'm going to show you guys how quick this works and how to use it. Okay, I'll kind of show you in real time. Let's do it. All right, check it out. See? That took probably about 3 minutes, and you don't push on the saw. You let it do its own thing. If you push on it, you can, there's belts inside. You can break them, see? Very, very easy. That took 3 minutes to cut. And see, look, if you look in here, see, that's how deep it cut. See, look. See, there's like a stopper there. So it cut that much, right? So now what you do is you get the crowbar in here. See, and you break this. Hence the name cut and break saw. See? And then you take this out. It will come out. Might have to use both your hands, whatever. See, there it goes. See that? So once you get all this out, now you can get in there with the saw again and cut another that much. Get it? And you just keep doing that till it goes all the way through. You get a nice big, very, very, look how clean that is. Clean cut and straight as an arrow too. Way easier than you would think. The other thing you got to watch out for, guys, is, you know, that plastic we hung inside. So there is the odd spark that shoots out. So when you're actually cutting through, you got to have a guy inside. Make sure that sparks don't hit that plastic that we hung up so it doesn't catch on fire. Makes sense. Okay, let me pick all this out and we're going to do another line. All right, so I picked it all out. Okay, I don't need to show everything here, so I'll do another cut here and then I'll show you how much deeper it went. I'm also probably going to cut that side and the bottom right now. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes when that's done. Honestly, 3 minutes there, 3 minutes there, maybe 4 minutes here. That's all it's going to take. All right, guys, check it out. So that's first time around. Took a little longer than I said. Probably about 20 minutes to go all the way around like that. So now I picked it all out. I'm going to attempt to go second time. So I'll do it off camera and then I'll show you guys how deep it went the second time around. Okay, let's do it. And I'm saving the top for last. All right, second time around done. So I picked that out over here. Look how far we're in already. Twice around. I'm going to say we're easily halfway through. So check it out. So second time around, it's the exact same thing. Look, I'll show you guys. See? pops right out, look. See that? Nothing to it. Just using a screwdriver. And look at that. Halfway through. 2 more times and we're gonna be all the way through, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going here until I'm gonna do another time and then probably one more. Remember, on the last time, you gotta have an inside person, you know, watching, making sure water doesn't get onto electronics, if some water is getting in, and also make sure there's no sparks that can light anything on fire. Okay, see you guys soon. All right, just finished round 3 here. Okay, I gotta mention a safety thing. Okay, so this is electric, right? So there's 2 things when you rent one of these. Check the cord. Make sure that the cord doesn't have any cuts in it anywhere. Make sure the cord is good. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, either way, you should not have the cord laying in the water whatsoever. So I got it up, like I'll have it over my shoulder, whatever it takes to keep the cord out of the water. And then obviously if you're using an extension cord, make sure that's up and dry somewhere and it doesn't slide down, because you will get electrocuted if an extension cord falls in there, or if there's a cut in the cord and the cord's sitting in the big puddle of water there and you're standing in it. So be extremely careful. Remember, guys, do every single thing at your own risk. I'm only doing this for entertainment only. Don't do what I do. This is for entertainment. Okay, also different places have different permits. There's different ways of doing things. There's different codes in different provinces and states. So I'm doing it a certain way, but wherever you are doing it, you got to, you know, do it up to code in your area. But this will give you a rough idea of how to do it and what I'm doing. Anyways, okay, let's get back to it. I'm going to pick out number 3, and I think by the next one we're going to be coming through. All right, guys, so I'm on my 5th time and we're basically through. Now, okay, a water pump would be good to pump this water out because I'm basically standing in a puddle. I don't have one, so I just got some boards in here, but water pump would be a good idea. Check it out. See? We're all the way through. It's hard to see, but we are. I can see the plastic. And on this side, look. See, watch. Try to hit it. You guys ready for this? Okay, well, I didn't get on camera, but see, look. We are through, guys. Okay, I'm going to keep going to get it all out, and then I'll show you how to do the top. All right, window people. So, yeah, it is cut, completely cut. There's nothing left in there. Let me show you. And yeah, it started raining, but whatever, it stopped. So yeah, it is completely through there, there, and there. It's literally just hanging off the top. Okay, so now I got a sling here, and I'm gonna slide the sling in with just a little bit of it's hanging out. Let me just do that with both my hands. Hang on. Okay, see, the sling is in. Most of it's on the inside. See, I just got a little loop hanging out here. So now the only thing is we're going to start cutting the top, right? I'm going to do like 3 cuts, pick the stuff out, right? Cut it again, pick the stuff out, cut it again, pick the stuff out. 4th or 5th time, it could fall. So obviously, you don't want it to fall on you. This is extremely heavy. And you don't really want it to fall inwards either. So you could rig up something with like 2x4s to make it not fall inwards inside the house. But out here, I'm going to grab a board and I'm just going to go like this with it, just in case I don't want to get squashed. But I'm going to start cutting the top, and hopefully I get it on video of it breaking loose. All right, it is completely detached. The whole thing just dropped. So now, see, I got the sling sticking out right there. So I'm going to go inside and I'm going to stick the other part of the sling out. And then I'm going to grab my van a long tow rope, and we're gonna try to pull this out. Oh yeah, and that took me probably about 4.5 hours to cut that, just so you know. And it was pretty heavy, pretty hard work, and I mean, dirty work, but it wasn't that bad. All right, guys, it is the next day. It's still raining, as you can see. Anyways, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna remove the concrete pad, or I should say the concrete. So I did put the sling in there because I thought I was gonna have to pull it out with a vehicle, but because I've never done one this big before, this is my biggest one. But watch, when I put the crowbar in here, look, no problem. So I'm just gonna knock this down. Let's do it. Woo! All right, guys, so next step. So I went to Home Depot and I got this right here. Basically an electric plug-in jackhammer. We're gonna be, so this was $100 to rent for 24 hours from Home Depot. We're gonna use this to break that pad up into little pieces so we can get it out of there. Let's do it. All right, not bad at all. So that, look at that. I got most of it already. That took maybe half an hour. So this is going very well. So I'm gonna take all these out by hand, break up the rest of it. I don't need to show any of that. So I'll see you guys when this is all cleared out, guys. All right, so I'm leaving that in there for now. That way I can walk on it nice. I'm actually gonna install the window next. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab the garden hose. We're just gonna clean all the dust off of it. Let's go inside. All right, we are inside. So there was some water from the cutting, which we mopped up and dried up. All right, you guys ready for this? The moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. Whoa, that is one awesome big window. Look at that. Look at the difference. That is a nice basement window. Okay, I'm grabbing the garden hose. See, you want to get all these like little cracks of dust out. So, see, just like this. Okay, see you guys in a couple of minutes. That's all it's gonna take. All right, so now I'm gonna dry this with some paper towel. You could even use a hair dryer. You want it nice and clean and dry. While I'm doing that, we're gonna build a frame for our window. And yes, there's probably about 50 different ways to install windows. There's different codes and regulations everywhere. So one thing you could have done, just letting you know, especially if your foundation's brittle, you could have cut this further over here and over there, and then slid in like a metal beam, basically, right, to support this. We're just gonna make the support out of wood. Okay, let's get into that right now. Okay, so we're gonna build the frame now out of wood. So I bought some 2x12s. Check these out. Super wide boards. These are gonna be perfect. Okay, so this is what I built out of those. Pretty basic framing. So you want the top one sitting on these. You don't want to attach these on the side. You want the top to be sitting on it. See, like this. That way it supports some weight. Okay. So these Home Depot windows, this is where I got this. It was like $350 Canadian. See, that's what they look like. They have this kind of thing. So I built that just a little bit bigger. So the window will go right in there. There'll be a tiny little bit of gap all around, and it'll sit on this, and I can screw it right into that frame. So I'm gonna put it in there right now. All right, check it out. See? Perfect. See, I screwed it in all around. So now I got this big giant window. Okay, let's go slide it in the hole. All right, so it's in the hole, and as you see, we have space. So now, I got a whole bunch of little boards, a little piece of plywood. What you're gonna do is you're gonna slide them underneath one side and the other side. You're gonna lift this thing up. You're gonna try to put it in the center of the hole, sitting on those little boards, right? And you're gonna use your level, make sure it's straight and all that. So pretty straightforward. See, right now it's sitting on the concrete. So I'm gonna slide the little boards under and straighten it all out. See you guys in a minute. All right, see, so I got it level now. So now, I mean, you could recess it, you could build something up. There's so many different ways, right? You could put it flush with the concrete, and then you could use parging mix and parge it right up to the window. You can use like baseboards, basically. They sell plastic ones that never rot. So that's actually what I think I'm gonna do. So what you wanna do is you wanna put it flush like this, see? So that way you can put your baseboard on, get it, and it'll cover everything. I am gonna parge it because see, I'm missing parging mix there. And then I'm gonna get some white baseboards and go like this and PL them on, and then that way it's nice and airtight and everything. But yeah, so like that's what I'm doing. You do whatever you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these and I'm gonna screw them onto this, get it? So that way it's nice and flush with the concrete here all around. And on this side I have parging mix, on this side I don't. So I'm gonna counter for that. See, I'm gonna leave it like a little bit like that. Okay, I think you guys got this. All right, I got the window exactly how I want it as far as in, out, level. All the gaps are roughly the same all around. So now, this is what we're gonna use. Great stuff, window and door. You gotta use window and door. You don't wanna use big gaps because it can expand so much where it'll warp the wood. We're gonna fill all of that with this, except for the parts where the shims are. Later when this dries, tomorrow, we're gonna pull the shims out and do the two little spots still. So this is a 2-day process now. Okay, let's do it. All right, check it out. We're gonna do it from out here and then we'll do it from the inside too. I mean, you guys get it. Okay, I'll see you guys. I'll go inside, show you what it looks like inside, because it looks awesome. Great stuff, literally. Okay, so I did it there. See? So now I'm gonna go right up to it and just fill it as much as I can. See, look. Nothing to it. I mean, you guys get it. I'm gonna do rows like that until the whole thing is completely filled. All right, that worked super well, see? But on the side here, see, it's not really working. It's just not big enough. So I got this stuff. Great stuff, big gaps filler. So in this case, just on the sides here, I am gonna use this. This expands a lot better. Ready? Let's try it out. Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys got it. Totally working. Okay, I'm gonna do that all around. I'm gonna do the top. See you guys in 5 minutes. All right, it is the next day. It's looking good. I also picked up a window well. Okay, so now I'm removing these. I'm gonna pull the shims out. You can tap them with a hammer or whatever. Push them out. I'm gonna cut all the excess off. And I'm also gonna spray in where the shims were and anything I missed on the inside. So I'll skip all that. I'll see you guys when it's all trimmed, filled, and all this is removed. Another thing I did is I removed all the concrete. I got rid of it. It wasn't too bad. The wheelbarrow, a buddy, you can easily make a hole and bury it somewhere. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick the rest of this out as well. So now I'll see you guys soon. All right, ready for the next step. So I taped it up with plastic so it wouldn't get dirty. So see all this stuff down here? I mean, I'm gonna parge from here all the way to there because there's no parging mix, as you can see on it. See, that's what parging is. See? So some of this might be visible in your case. So you could parge just that part. In my case, I'm gonna parge that and the other windows, right, at the bottoms. Okay, so this is how you do it. I'm not gonna get into this too much, but see, parging mix, right? So you mix this with the appropriate amount of water. You mix it around with a shovel, right? When applying parging mix, you apply it onto a wet wall, see? Like that. So you would wet it, and then you apply it wet. Basically, the wetness is the primer for it. And then you can take and clean all the dust off with the garden hose. Okay, so I'll get this all prepped up. I mean, guys, I'm desperately trying to make this video as short as possible, but there's just so much to show. Anyways, okay, grab a shovel, mix it. Like, I've done this before, so I just eyeball the water. But it tells you on there how much water, how much powder. You just mix it, okay? So see you guys in a minute. All right, that took like 5 minutes or something. See, this is what I use, a nice little wooden one. This is about the consistency you want. So you want it to kind of stick. Something like that. Okay, let's go put this on. It's very easy. So you wet the wall. I'll try to get this on video for you guys. Okay, see, I got a piece of wood. This is what I'm using, one of these. Check this out. I misted the wall a little bit. Not too wet, just misted. Check this out. See, so once you have it like that, and you just smooth it out. Nothing to it. And once you got it at that point, then I just take this wooden one and watch this, and I just go like this. And there you go. Look at that beautiful finish. Anyways, throw me a subscription, guys. I'm getting this done. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right. So I did all the parging. Turned out great. It will look a lot better when it's dry. It will be the same color. See, it's already kind of drying there. Okay, anyways. So I'm happy with all of that. Okay, so now, notice how there's some water here. So I got like kind of a clay situation. It's not very drainy type of, like, let's say you had sand, you could put your window well in, put in some rocks, and you might be all right. In my case, any little amount of water, see, pools. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig down with this guy right in the middle, all the way down to the crushed rock that's on top of the weeping tile, basically at the footing of the house. And then we're gonna slide this piece of weeping tile in like this. See? Slide it in. Put a cap on it. See, but this has like holes in it, and the water will travel through that, go into the weeping tile, and then get pumped out. If it's raining and it goes into the window well, because I am grading all this, because this house was like sloped like this, and there was water issues, which are all fixed now. Anyways, okay, so that's what we'll do. I mean, technically you should, like, you know, put a T and lock into it and everything, but if you don't want to dig that far down, guys, do it like this. Like I said, do everything at your own risk, but dig down as soon as you see crushed rock. you're good. Also, you can go inside and measure how far to go down so you're with the footing of the basement floor. Okay, let's do this. Oh yeah, one other thing. Get a helper and put a big piece of plywood in front of the window so you don't accidentally break your window.
Nobody else would.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is it Peter special?
All right, nice, beautiful hole. Everything is sloped towards the hole. Put this on here. I cut this to length. So, check it out. We are going down. Yeah, it's very clay. Very tough to get to it, but it's hard to see. But there is rock at the bottom, look. See, there's the crushed rock. See, it is hard to see, but it's there. We started hitting it. So that is the crushed rock around the weeping tile. So now, all I'm gonna do, right, is put this in. See, just like that. It's gonna stick out a little bit. See, look. And we're gonna get crushed rock. We're gonna fill this all around with crushed rock right to the top. So it's flush, so dirt doesn't fall in there. Like this clay, dirty stuff. And yeah, and then once we put our window well on, we're gonna fill all this with crushed rock and then dirt on the other side of the window well. So that way any water that rains into the window well will have somewhere to go. Make sense? I think so. Okay, check it out. Beauty. Okay, now I'm gonna pull off the plastic and we're gonna put like nice baseboards. So I got some PL. That's like a glue basically. We're gonna put it on, put those on, couple screws into the wood. And then we got some white window and door silicone, so we'll be able to make it all like watertight. At the tops, the bottom you leave open in case anything gets in it can get out. Anyways, and we're gonna use right here PVC trim board. So basically this is like trim board, but it's plastic, so it can be outside, it's never gonna rot. And then we're just gonna cut it with, you know, a saw like this. I don't think I need to show any of that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and I'll show you guys when that's ready. It's pretty straightforward. Boom! Check it out. How nice does that look? Okay, guys. Next I'm gonna fit the window well in here. See how it looks and where I want it exactly. I did add a lot of dirt, so things are higher than they were originally, see? Okay, let's do it. All right, once you marked your screws, you need a hammer drill. That's what they're called, a hammer drill. You put it on hammer mode, see? And this is a concrete bit. Comes with these. You can screw these right into concrete. You pre-drill a hole and you screw these right in. They work great. These ones are perfect. See, they look like that. But they come with a drill bit. Okay, let's do it. All right, now let's bury it. All right, guys, I'm about to reveal the window. So I put all the dirt back. It looks amazing. And see, I got some crushed rock for the window wells. So I'm gonna go fill up all the window wells and then I'm revealing it. All right, guys, the reveal. So all the grading work is done. No more water going into the basement. Check out the beautiful window. It will blow your mind. Here it is. How nice did that turn out? The whole thing cost, honestly, under $1,000 to do. It looks amazing. Look at that. All the grading work looks great. I'm ultra happy with everything. You guys want to see it inside? I'll show you inside right now. All right, here it is inside. So obviously we got to finish some basic framing work, couple 2x4s there, drywall it all nice. But overall, it looks incredible. Look at this nice big window. And obviously we're gonna use some silicone and silicone that. Drywall it nice, make it look nice. I am not including that in this video because this video is over. Like, subscribe, till next time.